All right, guys, we're back again with another great episode of PFREI. I'm your host, Fuquan Bilal. Today we have Brett Snodgrass. So we're really going to dig into some wholesaling, a couple other things. Brett and I were part of a mastermind collective genius, and I learned so much stuff from the members there. And I reached out to these guys and said, hey, come to the show and add some value to our listeners. And there's a lot of guys and gals out there looking to learn stuff. So, I always try to bring people that's going to deliver the high caliber content. So, let's just, let's get into it. Basically, I'll just read your background real quick so the audience will know who we have. And if I screw it up, just correct me.
No problem.
So you've been doing this full time for about 13 years. You specialize in wholesaling, wholetailing, creative financing, and scaling a business from a one-man band to an amazing full team running hundreds of deals per year. So you have specialized knowledge and firsthand experience in several facets of real estate investing. You're also an investor in Indianapolis and loves being a hoosier? Housier? What is that?
I'm not looking at it right now.
Oh, it's So he works with investors all over the country who want to invest with top-rated cash-flowing markets in the nation and Indianapolis, Indiana. I was looking at some multifamily stuff, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, man, you're doing 300 plus properties a year, and it's insanity. Like I never knew that one can actually do that many deals until I joined the group. I was like, wow, how the hell are they doing this? So let's dive into it. The first question, Brett, that I usually ask the guests on the show is, why are you passionate for real estate investing?
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, Fuquan. I really appreciate it, and I just hope to bring value to all your listening audience out there. So, like you said, I'm Brett Snodgrass, and I live in Indiana, Midwest boy. And so, first question is, why am I passionate about real estate investing? Well, I mean, I've been doing it for the last 13 years, and it's really the only type of business and money-making tool and platform that I've actually been good at, right? Back in 2007 is when I got started, read a couple of books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and The Millionaire Next Door, books like that. And it really just changed my life, changed my mindset, and really just wanted to use real estate as a tool for me personally. Everybody's a little bit different for ultimate freedom. And it's funny when you read the bio because we do a lot of deals. So typically we do about 300. Last year in 2020, we did 265. And this year we'll probably do about 300 again. But honestly, I've actually stepped out of the business about a year ago. So me personally, we do that many deals, and I've been able to work, literally less than 5 hours a week in my business. Most of the time I'm working with investors like yourself, working with lenders and private money investors. And that's really what I do. So for me, real estate investing has just been a tool to bring me freedom. And when I say freedom, it really just gives me options. And I don't really have to ask the question if I have enough money to do the certain things that I really want to do. Now I don't have to ask myself if I have enough time to do the things that I really enjoy doing. And it's also brought me, you talked about insanity. For me, I've been more sane in the last year than I've been in some of the other years, just because I've gotten out of the business, and it's brought just a lot of freedom and a lot of joy to my life. So there you go.
Awesome. That's awesome. Sounds like you're in the owner box.
I am. I'm fresh.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. I'm fresh in the owner's box. Let's see. This is 8 months in now. So I've definitely gotten my feet wet with it, and I'm almost a year into it, and it's just been a huge blessing for me. And I just want to encourage people that if you're in that position, I always thought CEO, right, was like the highest position that you can get to. You never really hear about going beyond the CEO position until I started talking to my coach, and he said, Brett, do you even want to be the CEO anymore? And I honestly didn't even know that that was an option for me. And I said, eventually I thought about it. And I said, no, I don't really want to be the CEO. And I realized the CEO was just another position, right? It's just like the acquisitions guy, the dispositions guy, and administrative assistant. It's really just another position that I could hire out, and I could sit in the owner's box and really have that freedom where, I'm not in meetings. I get reported to, and I know how much money we're making and things like that. But I haven't talked to a seller. I haven't seen a house. I haven't
You're
done
making me
any of that in a
jealous,
long
man. You're
time.
making me jealous, man. I'm trying to get there. Soon I'll be there. Stop it. Stop it. No, that's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm so grateful, to be in a group with people who actually are striving for things that are on that level, because it makes me want to be on that level as well. So thank you guys for providing that inspiration. But yeah, you said 13 years. You came in 2007. Let's talk about that a little bit, because you came in, you was excited to get in real estate. Then boom. I don't know if you got punched in the face, but I got punched in the face in 08, 09. I don't know. I might have got a broken jaw. I had to start all over again. How was that experience for you? Wanting to get into real estate, and then all of a sudden it just changed. I mean, did it actually help you? Because a lot of people who came in during the downtime, those are the people who were just getting started, who went through, while the guys like myself, who was already in 10 years at that point, just like gave up, like, oh my God, it's over. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it helped me, honestly. I think I bought my first house at the end of 2007, and that was when the market was starting to go down. 2008 was when, all the news hit and everybody realized, wow, it's just things are really crazy, but it had been going down for a while. So for me, honestly, 2008 was an amazing year for me. I ended up bought our first house in 2007. I think we bought 10 houses in 07, and then in 08 we bought 150. So and we were just buying and selling houses. So that's how I got started. I didn't really have a lot of money to invest into rentals and things like that. So the reason why I started in wholesaling and wholetailing is kind of what we do, what our model is because, I didn't have a lot of money, honestly, at that time. I bought a house and then we had to sell that house really fast. And back then we were doing just a lot of REO properties. So for me, I would get on the MLS and see a huge, just a bunch of cheap properties, very cheap prices, and it was all REOs. So that's how we got started. So it was a blessing for me. Kind of fast forward, we did that for a few years, and my dad, he was a teacher. He got to retire. He joined my business and our business, and then the market came back. So again, we had to adjust, figure out, okay, what are we going to do now? We can't buy REOs anymore. So we started fixing and flipping properties. So dad and mom, we'd all, buy a house, and I was sanding the floors. Dad, he's putting in the cabinets and putting in baseboards, and it was crazy. And we did that for about 3 years. And I realized that was a tough business. That was a tough job for me. I didn't really know how to manage contractors, and it was just a lot of work. So then in 2014, 2015, I decided I'm going to go back into wholetailing, and chase deals. I'm going to learn how to do it. And that brings us up till today. So that's when I started, built a team, delegated, and then 8 months ago, stepped out completely out of the business.
That's beautiful, man. So let's talk about the wholesaling thing, because everybody that gets into the business, they gravitate to that because they think it's the easiest thing to do, right? I guess on some level, it is, but not at a 300 deal a year level, because you have to have, your acquisitions, your lead manager, your transaction coordinator. You have to have all these people, in harmony to make it work. Let's talk about that a little bit for those who may be looking to get into wholesaling, or people who's just getting started. Try to give them a little bit of education on what this setup should be for it to be successful. This is somebody who don't have a couple $100,000 to go ahead and have all this payroll and all this other stuff. What is the basic setup that somebody needs to have if they're just trying to do maybe 20 deals a year, something like that?
And you don't have to have a huge, 200, 300 deal a year to have an amazing business. I know guys that do 20 deals a year and they rock it, right? They have maybe them and maybe a couple of guys on their team, and they do an amazing job, right? So just because I do that many, I have a lot of people to pay, right? So really just try to think about that. But wholesaling, for me, I think it just depends on what does it for you, and what you're really good at. And the reason why I gravitated towards wholesaling as a business is, again, our business is called Simple Wholesaling. I wanted a very simple model, and I wanted to take a lot of the middle things out of the business that could go wrong, because that's what I realized when I was fixing and flipping properties is I would buy the house right, And then there's all that middle stuff, right? There's the contractors, there's fixing up the properties, there's, finding things that you didn't know about. Then someone buys it and they get a loan and they get an appraisal, and then the loan falls through, and then you got to put it back on the market and all the holding costs. And I realized, man, all that middle stuff really chopped my profit away. So I wanted a simple model to take all that middle stuff out. And I wanted, I'm always, I like the quick nickel rather than the slow dime.
Yeah.
So for me, wholesaling just made sense. I was a good marketing guy. I was good with people, and I like chasing deals, right? And I like to do a lot of them. So that's, wholesaling literally is a marketing company, I would say. So really, you market for properties. You're looking for good deals. You're looking to talk to private individuals who are motivated to sell their home for some reason. They might have gotten divorced, inherited a home. There's all sorts of things why someone might be motivated to sell their home. So you look for those people, and then you just have a conversation with them and see if you can, solve their problem and make a deal. And then once you do the deal, you can literally, if you have a list of investors over here that are looking for deals, you can sell that deal the next day, most of the time, or the next week. So it's a very quick business. It's money in, money out, very fast. And that's just what I liked. And again, it took all the middle pieces out and that was the stuff I would just get really hurt on. So
How is the current marketplace affecting your business? I mean, it's a seller's market. I mean, in New Jersey, we have a huge migration from New York. So stuff that was selling for 270 last year, believe it or not, it's 420,000. I can't believe it. A two-family house in a town where the max value a year ago was 270. I'm actually about to close on one for 420, and it's like I feel bad almost. Like, like where's the mark? So how does that affect the wholesaling part? Because if it's that competitive where people are paying retail pricing, you got a lot of dumb money coming in. How is that affecting you able to get in there and get those good deals with same profit margins?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really competitive right now, really tough, honestly. So we have to dig deeper on the marketing, and we got to talk to more people and, do more marketing. We have to spend more money on marketing today than we did 3 years ago to get that one deal. Now, what is different about that is we don't have to do as many deals right now because, again, like you said, the market's so hot that the properties are so easy to sell, and people are paying retail types of prices for them. Investors are buying cookie cutter houses in Indianapolis, to rent out for the retail price. And then that's not my fault, I guess. So we just take the market to where it's at, and it's a very good business right now. I think real estate is super hot. It's almost a scary hot. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to and that's why I love being in the mastermind groups I'm a part of, so we can keep our thumb on the pulse of really what's going on, because you can really get hurt. And a lot of people are going to really get hurt if they don't really know what they're doing. If they think the market is going to continue like this for the next 5 years, then they're crazy, I think. Will it continue like this for the next year? Probably. But I think that you really got to be careful. And what we're doing right now is I think that if I can stack up cash, we're selling properties and just to try and, stack up cash. And I believe that when the market turns, that we could be ready to really capitalize. And it goes back to 2008. I don't think it's going to be the same, but the people that had cash in 2008, man, they made a killing.
I know. I wish I was one of those guys, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I went through because it made me the person I am today. And I fight better with blood in my mouth anyway.
That's right.
Hey, so yeah, you said a couple of things there that kind of hit home, which was really good. People, not really paying attention to the market, and my take on that is, it's not enough inventory to pull that demand away. And maybe in another year, once the moratorium is lifted and the banks start releasing more REOs, there may be more product in the market. Maybe a year or two, who knows, right? We don't have a crystal ball, but something that you said, just paying attention and keeping your pulse, keeping the pulse on what's happening with the market is very, very important.
I just think being patient. I think a lot of times investors, we're not patient. We just want it right now, and the market's so hot that we're just like, oh, let's just keep going, and that's where we're at too. I mean, we're definitely capitalizing on where the market's at right now, and um, our margins per deal are up. So again, like I said, we don't have to do as many deals. We don't have to do 300 deals. Literally, you know, 300 deals isn't that sexy, honestly. So if I
It's a
told
lot
you
of
we did,
work.
yeah, if I told you I did 300 deals and I made $5 per deal, you would think that I was absolutely crazy. It's
Yeah.
insane, right? So would you rather do 300 deals and make, $5,000 per deal, or would you rather do 150 deals and make $10,000 per deal? It's the same money. I would rather do the 150, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
don't get caught up on the number of deals, but like our margins have increased by probably 30% than they were a year ago. So that's a good thing.
That's amazing, man. So let's talk about investors. Because with wholesaling, like you said earlier, that you spend time now raising capital and focus on that. And how does that
Mhm.
play a part into your business if you're wholesaling? Like, is there another part of the business that we didn't talk about play a part in, or this,
Yeah.
how does a passive investor get involved? Do you have like a turnkey model set up, or what's that look like?
hmm Yeah, no, definitely. So we do a lot of the wholetailing model. So, we do some wholesaling still, and we do assignments of contracts, or you get a property in a contract to sign it. We don't have to have a lender or private investors for those types of deals, but a lot of times we do wholetailing where we do buy the property. So, we'll buy $120,000 property. We'll have to close on it, so we need $120,000. And then we usually go and clean it out. So there might be junk, personal belongings, $1,000 worth of stuff in the house, right? Because all these houses they're just messy and people just leave them, and we think we can make them look a little bit better. So we have a couple of crews, we send them in, clean them out, and then we relist it back on the MLS, or we send it out to our investors to buy it. So in our mind, we feel like that if we can do that model, we can make more money in the end than if we did the wholesaling model. That's just where the market's at. So that's why we need money. We do a lot of the wholetailing model. We also do seller financing. So that model is the exact same model that I just said. We buy the house, we clean it out, we don't fix it up, but then we sell it to an investor or to someone who's going to, possibly live in it at some time. We seller finance them. So they'll put 20% down, 30% down. So take that $120,000 house, we'll sell it for 150, and they'll put down $30,000, and then we'll finance 120. And we do a lot of that model as well. So we do need private money for that type of model. So right now we got 75 of those notes that we have. And then we also do a rental portfolio. So I have a small rental portfolio that I have, and it's more of a tax shelter, tax,
Appreciation model, yeah,
yeah.
for
So
sure.
those are the three buckets that we do. So we do the wholesaling, and the wholetailing, that's the active income. That's where you can really just build and pound and just raise and just, make a lot of money. And then we do the seller financing model. That's the model I enjoy. That's the residual income, where you don't have to worry about toilets, termites, or anything like that. You're just a bank. And then we have the rental portfolio, and I do the rentals because of the taxes. I mean, your biggest expense is your taxes, if you really look at it. So I do that to save on taxes.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I love the hybrid mix of
Yeah.
it. I'm a big guy with diversity, so I love that it's just not one model. There's a lot of diversity in what you do. So, I mean, what do you? I want to put a note on one of your properties. How much interest will I earn? Like, what are you paying?
Like, what do I pay?
Yeah,
When I sell or
yeah.
finance it, like, what is someone
No,
paying
no.
me?
You
Or
got a deal. You
okay.
need a lender. I'm your lender. What you gonna pay me? What's the returns? How much will I make?
I mean, that's tough. That's a tough question because I probably got
Six
lenders.
percent, 7%. What is it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, right now, honestly, where we're at, I mean, I used to have to pay higher rates, but right now, our business is, around 5.5,
That's beautiful.
6%.
That's beautiful.
That's just where we're at right now, and that's
Yeah, I mean,
good. I mean, and that's a great investment return. I mean, I would
secure
much
in
rather
first
put my money,
position.
yeah,
Yeah,
first position. I'd rather put my money in that than try to ride out GameStop stocks or something. So,
yeah, that's awesome, man. So I like the model of the seller financing 30% down. Are you doing any wraps or anything with that?
Yeah, we do that some. So yeah, basically, we'll get a loan from a private individual, or we do possibly buy a house on subject to the seller's mortgage, and then we'll seller finance using a
Using the wrap
wrap.
model.
So on our
Beautiful.
model, like our lender, we're paying, like I said, 5.5%, 6%, and then they might be paying us, 8 to 11%, something like
Arbitrage. I love it.
that.
You see, this is beautiful, man. It's like, these years in the business, when you actually, from a lender point of view, when I learned the note business in 2011, I still think that's the best investment strategy in the universe. And the reason
I
I
do
like
too.
it, because of the arbitrage concept, and you can do so many things. You can actually, hypothecate the loans and borrow against them. It's a variety of different things that the banks do that you
I
can
love
do
it.
also as an investor. Yeah, this is beautiful,
I
man.
I love it. I mean, I think if you look at the real estate, like, I don't know, get maybe the food chain or something like that. A lot of times the wholesalers, people say, or the bird dogs are kind of just, down here. They're just getting started maybe. But then the lenders, the people that are actually lending money, they're the ones at the top. And that was always my goal, is to be a private lender. Even when I was 13 years ago, I said, you know what, if I could just do a business and make this much money and have this much money and lend it out at this percent interest, then I would be free. And that was always the goal. And now we're here. And the cool thing about seller financing is that I've been able to do it along the way. It's right. It's not like I've made this business, raised up a bunch of money. Now I have to, what am I going to do with it? I have to lend it all out at one time. Well, the seller financing kind of, kills two birds with one stone. It helped build that interest along the way with the business. So love it.
That's awesome, man. Brett Snodgrass from Simple Wholesaling, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show and adding tremendous value in the concepts and your experience and your 13 years of being in the business. If you could plug your contact information, if anybody want to reach out to you, do some deals with you, how can they find you?
Yeah, definitely. I would actually recommend, if anyone's watching this, we just started a YouTube channel. It's very complicated. It's called the Brett Snodgrass channel on YouTube. So check out, just Google Brett Snodgrass channel on YouTube, and leave a comment there. And we're putting out a lot of great content. With most of the time, it's on freedom, how to build success and freedom and significance in your life and in your business. So check that out. And if you want to email me, it's just simple, Brett, BRETT at simplewholesaling.com. And that's how you can email me.
Everything is simple with Brett.
That's right. Simple life, man. I've actually been studying, honestly, I'm going to tell you, most entrepreneurs, I've been around them a long time, and they have a habit of just doing more, 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 more. And I've actually been studying how to live a simpler life. Just get all the junk just out of the way, man, because it's a lot, so.
I'm definitely one of those. I'm guilty of that, doing more. I need to live a simple life. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
Appreciate you coming on the show today, man. Guys, another great episode, PFREI. Be sure to like us on Facebook, check us out on Instagram, and all the other, 6 or 7 media shows we're on. Thanks a lot, man. I definitely appreciate you adding value today on the show.
Thanks, Fuquan. I appreciate it.